with his best friend. We had 2 kids, 3 and 6 years old. And he could have walked away, should have walked away, could have. And when all this came out, and I hid it for 3 years in the church, when all of this came out, he looked at me and listen, a good therapist knows your feelings are valid and you can feel all of those things. He was mad. He was hurt. He was confused. He was disoriented. All those things were still true. None of that was underscored or not a part of his experience. But what was also a part of his experience, because he had been submitting and surrendering to the Lord so faithfully for so long, was he literally looked at me, and all I expected him to do was exactly what every man had done in my life, my dad, all these other men, was to leave. And instead, he looked at me and he said, Casey, I don't know how to not love you. That is when Jesus became my Lord. That is when I got grace for the first time in my life. I realized that that is what Jesus had been saying to me all along. You don't understand, girl. You can run from me. You can hide from me. You can be mad at me. You can do all these things. And the reality is, I don't know how to not love you.
I was seeing a video where the lady was saying, she cheated on her husband with his best friend, and the husband took her back, and it's the first time any man in her life showed her grace. She said she cheated on him for 3 years, and he basically moved on from it. And usually when guys do that, they don't want to lose their kids, they don't want to lose half of what their assets. You gotta understand, most dudes don't put money aside, don't hide money. They don't hide their money in the form of metals and stash money nowhere. They all into the marriage, because the marriage costs so much to maintain, from kids to the wife and all that. And I always tell y'all, man, you never marry these women with a bunch of tattoos, whole arm sleeves, tats on the legs. Man, to me, that's a huge no. I just see so many women that sell coochie, that sell their bodies with that many tattoos. It's just a clear sign of trauma. And I might buy people, oh no, all right, whatever you want to believe. They start putting tattoos on their face, their necks. Now, a couple of them is cool, on the hands, or maybe one on the ankle or something like that. But they start getting them everywhere. That's a sign of trauma, man. That's a sign that they got a fucking problem most of the time. The vast majority of the time, I'm telling y'all, listen to what she's saying. And she don't even look that good. And that's what I be saying, dude. A lot of these dudes, man, you be thinking, oh, she average or she below. Nobody, man. These horn dogs, they gonna stroke. They gonna stroke. So, a lot of these dudes, when you messing with women, and I had to learn this, they got so much trauma. Oh, this happened to them in their childhood, or they uncle touched them, or this guy ran out on him. He never had a father. The father wasn't there, and he didn't. You start dealing with that some of that trauma never leaves them, and they hide behind therapy as an excuse. No, you just not you. You should just go be a whore. You should not be eligible for marriage with that much trauma. And people say, well, guys have trauma too, and I get it. Every guy shouldn't be eligible to get married, but most dudes ain't measuring themselves about being marriage material. Most dudes don't measure themselves by that. Man, other men don't measure you by being married. Most dudes get married for corporate reasons. And I talked about that in the past, but a lot of dudes take a lot of women back that cheat on them. Part of the fault, even if they're not married, part of the fault is financial. The other another part can be they don't feel like they can get a woman better than that. A lot of them don't want to lose. I heard dudes say, I don't want to lose my family, and they lose the family anyway. You end up co-parenting, splitting. The mother never liked you. She finessed you out of a baby, then moved the kid to another state. It's like, what can you do? But shit like this, bro. Oh, he forgave me. He gave me. And she'll do it again. And a lot of these women that cheat, they'll tell you that they cheated. They tell you they cheated. That's a fact. They will tell you that they cheated on you. They can't hold water. What Moneybagg Yo say? Watch what you lay up and tell to these bitches they can't hold water. Period. And now she gets on a podcast, and this is the humiliation ritual, right? They cheat on you, and usually you're the last person to know. You're the last person to know. You're the absolute last person to know. And you looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And that's why a person that's not emotionally like secure, that's calm. This is why you see people sending themselves to the upper room over a woman. This is why you see people sending their families to the upper room. You know, it's the humiliation. Everybody know, her homegirls know, sometimes your mother know, sometimes her, your daddy, everybody know but you the last motherfucker to know. That's what hurt. That's what turned a lot of dudes so cold to it. And what even hurt more is when you was investing and you was faithful. That's what hurt more. When you had your fun, you be like, all right, you still shouldn't take a broad back. I get that. But you invested into it, and you know how it go. So most dudes, they take these women back or whatever for mainly the reasons I said. And then what they do, they humiliate you. Everybody know you get humiliated, right? Your best friend was sleeping with her. All your other friends know, right? Then, she go on a podcast and humiliate you some more. And then what they always use, God gave me the grace, He gave me the power, and I didn't have this. It's never, you know what? That was just fucked up by me. I made a messed up decision. I shouldn't have did it. But and that's why a lot of dudes don't believe. And I picked up a lot of game when I was younger. Just the best ability you can do is be able to observe and comprehend what you're seeing from men and women. I know a bunch of dudes that didn't even believe in bringing their girlfriend around their homeboy. Smart. It's just something about the toxicity. Even if she ugly, niggas just want to fuck her. It ain't your homeboys, bro. I remember one of my homeboys thought I was messing with one of his hoes, and I wasn't. He wasn't tripping about it, but it was some player. He was a player type. Now I ain't really want her, but wasn't tripping. But I don't get down like that. I don't want nothing that you done had. That's just me personally. That's just how I rock. All these women in the world, I can just go get something of my own and just chill. That's my fashion too. I go wear stuff that I like. That's just me individually. But everybody ain't like that. But she humiliated her, not humiliated him on the front end, humiliated him on the back end. She humiliated him. Then get on a podcast talking about it, fake crying, and she's gonna do it again. Her and the best friend probably still clapping cheeks. Probably still clapping her cheeks. Probably in an open relationship now, just for the kids. That's the disrespect. Most women that you get with, bro, they using you for help, and they really hate you. They really fucking hate you. Just think about it. You hear these stories about, my dad got sick, and my uncle got sick, and his wife left him. She just left him. They hate you. A lot of women hate you. They get with you. They can't do no better than you, and they treat you any type of way. That's why you gotta get a woman that love you. I think that's even worse than a woman just being for money. At least they can be appreciative that you changed their life. But a woman that don't like you, that disdain you, that hate you that much, when you get sick, they split on you. I done heard women, they husband on the deathbed, they already dating again. This is why you got people asking on the internet, are women pure evil? I mean, a lot of people pure evil. You just gotta, stop acting like you scared to be lonely, and you just gotta peep game. When they show you their hand, you gotta play it accordingly. But hey, that's all I had to say, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Join the Patreon's only channel, link in the description. I appreciate y'all. Peace.